hear them talk as I walk, as I hear them talk. I hear they say, expect the fire blast. Walking down Tropicalia Road to the sound of reggae. I'm alive, I'm alive. Feel the sound of music banging.
Caetano Veloso and Gilberto Gil, two giants of Brazilian music that recorded their first songs back in 1965 in the state of Bahia, in the northeast of Brazil.
Eu vim da Bahia, mas eu volto pra lá.
Tudo bom.
We've come to meet them in Rio, ahead of their European tour. Now celebrating 50 years of separate careers that have always intertwined. I'd like to know first how interconnected your careers are, and what has Gilberto Gil brought to Caetano Veloso, and what has Caetano Veloso brought to Gil?
He brought me everything. Because if I play a little guitar nowadays, it's because I saw him playing, and I just copied his movements and tried to understand what they meant musically.
And if I have deepened my curiosity about the words, you know, about poetry and words in music, it's absolutely because of him. He's one of the most profound persons that I have ever met.
During
God,
no, man.
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 Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Whatever.
As young artists, Caetano and Gil, as everyone knows them here, revolutionized Brazilian music, as central figures of the Tropicalia movement in the late 1960s. They broke musical boundaries, embracing foreign influences like rock and the electric guitar, and experimenting radically.
It was a very, very, very busy time for us in terms of collecting ideas and feelings and sensations and putting it all, mixing it all in terms of music and poetry and text and behavior. And so it finally got a print on the cultural times, you know.
The Tropicalia movement was cut short by the military dictatorship. It hardened its rule in 1968, and Caetano and Gil were sent to prison, and soon forced into exile.
I'm wandering round and round, nowhere to go.
London was their home in exile for 2.5 years.
London's lovely so. I found it dark and distant and isolated from the world. The way it felt back then, and but also we knew that music there was very interesting. We were in love with the Beatles,
the Stones,
and the Rolling Stones, and we knew we were aware of what was going on in London musically. Gil felt better.
I felt better, basically because of culture and especially music. I'm very easy to, you know, mingle and with musicians. And at home also we used to have people, musicians and poets and writers, filmmakers and that kind of thing.
Both have had prolific careers over the past decades. Gil was Minister of Culture for 5 years and on stage navigated from Bob Marley to regional rhythms. Caetano reinvented himself in his 70s with a young band of musicians. Both are respected commentators on Brazilian life and society. About 5 years ago, there was this huge enthusiasm about Brazil. There were international reports, big magazine covers. And now the economy is in a bad place and President Dilma Rousseff is having a hard time to govern. Do you find it difficult to be optimistic about Brazil at the moment?
It is difficult, but I'll tell you, when I saw those magazine covers, the Economist cover, with the Corcovado Christ, you know,
Taking
off and everything, I thought this is exaggerated.
Yeah, of course.
So I hope all the pessimism that's going on now is a little bit exaggerated too. I think Brazil can be a very important experience of social life.
Yeah.
Can be. It's horrible the way it is. It has lots of horrible things in its history, and we only know about failure and everything, but it's not only that. It's an opportunity of originality, because, you know, we are this giant country in the southern hemisphere, highly mixed racially. We are Latin Americans, but we are not one with the rest of Latin America, because we speak Portuguese. We had been a monarchy until too late. Slavery has been abolished too late. But all that is nice in Brazil could be put together in a better balanced way, and we could really say something to the world in a sweet tone.
Yes, I know that one day I must die. I'm alive.
This is how they'll perform in their European tour, just soft voices and guitars. Here remembering one of Caetano's songs written during their exile in London.
Make me cry, I'm alive. 9 out of 10 movie stars make me cry, I'm alive. 9 out of 10 movie stars make me cry, I'm alive.
Bonito.